Okay, so Dennis Wenzel wrote a comment on an old post, and I just thought I want to address it. Basically, he's saying he wakes up in the morning and he feels anxiety, and then that just sort of sets him up for the whole day, and then, you know, it doesn't go so well. So let's talk about anxiety. I was just thinking about anxiety today. What is it? I think people will define it in many different ways, but I have my definition for today of what anxiety is. It's your subconscious brain not being satisfied with your conscious thoughts. And the result is your subconscious brain feels there's something wrong, and then it sets into action some chemistry, feelings that make you feel very uncomfortable. Yeah. So, how do you fix that? Well, there's something you've got to change a little bit about your, maybe a lot bit, I don't know, but there's something you got to change about your conscious thoughts. What are your conscious thoughts? The thoughts that you're having from moment to moment. So, it's pretty well established that we can take someone who is very angry or very scared, and with a little hocus pocus, they become happy, comfortable, relaxed, in a good mood. So you have to ask yourself, is the anxiety because something happened to you? Because of the situation that you're in? Or despite what happened to you or the situation that you're in, can we do some hocus pocus and then change your current mood? The answer is, there's a short one and a long answer. The answer is yes, we can. But the longer answer is that if you kind of been in this anxious state a lot and you've really trained yourself to cultivate this anxious state, and your conscious thoughts are very habitual and they're hard to change, we got to push our way in there, got to push our way in there to get that conscious thought pattern in a better state, and then the anxiety is going to go away. I mean, never entirely, but it's going to get a lot better if we can work that. And if you get this really good, I think you might be taking sertraline because you posted in that thread. You may find you're not going to need it later because you've got this now. If you can just get this the style of doing stuff, how to work the hocus pocus, and then you'll be in a pretty good spot. So let's talk about that. There are some beliefs you may have built up that those are the harder ones that we're going to get rid of. But there are some things you can do. I really do believe in affirmations. They don't necessarily make you suddenly change your life in one day and you forever and ever you're great again. But if you just sit there and say I'm feeling pretty good right now, and smile. This tinnitus isn't bothering me. I kind of like the sound. I feel pretty good right now. I'm in a pretty good mood right now. And try to really feel that, say it. Because there's this part of your brain, if you've been anxious for a while, that's like, no, you can't say that because you've got tinnitus. Because, but actually, it is actually possible to smile, relax, and I'm feeling kind of good right now. I'm in a good mood. Actually, I think I'm going to have a pretty good day today. And spend a while doing that. Like right now, as I said, I kind of enjoyed doing it. I'm looking at myself on my phone screen saying it. So I'm talking to myself in essence. You can do the same thing. And see if you can look at yourself and convince yourself, I actually do feel pretty good right now. I'm gonna choose to feel good right now. It doesn't have to be perfect. But what'll start to happen though is that these little other thoughts start flowing in. Yeah, you're trying to feel good, but it's very stressful. So things like that come in, and you gotta say, okay, I hear you, buddy, but let's move you back out of the way. I'm actually feeling pretty good right now, and I'm looking forward to some things I'm gonna do today. And then start imagining some things you're gonna do either today or things you're working toward, and what it's gonna be like. Because that's a little bit starting to get into the short term, middle term, longer term of changing this anxious thinking, is visualizing what you're going to be like as you get better and better. So I hope maybe you're already starting to make some goals about some things you've always wanted to do, ways you want to improve yourself, maybe a place you want to go, something you want to study well and master, things like that, getting better at your job, or improving your relationship with the people around you, your children, your wife, your brother, whoever, and imagining those things, what they'll be like as they're very satisfying in your life. It's very satisfying that you're doing this thing better. Like for me, now I'm taking up Spanish, so now I'm taking a lesson, and I've written my Spanish lesson out, and I can imagine that it won't be too long, several months, I think, still. But I'll actually be speaking Spanish pretty well, enough to communicate and stuff. So I'm working on that consistently, and I can imagine what it'll be like when I'm speaking Spanish well, although I can't do it now. So imagining these things about a positive future and seeing that future it actually changes the chemistry in your brain. Your brain starts working toward those things by you imagining and thinking about them. As you say, I'm in a good mood now, your brain starts trying to achieve that. Not just in your thoughts, but in your chemistry. And it can literally knock down the anxiety a notch by simply sitting there and talking to yourself and saying, I feel great. I feel like I can have a good day today. I feel like I can relax today. And you got to make this more habitual, because you have another habit, and we have to interrupt that habit, drop in a new habit, and that's our hocus pocus, and the anxiety starts to go away. And that's the short one to do. The longer one is imagine the future, start planning it, thinking about it, imagining what it's going to be like. And then we start to set in a more consistent, longer term method to knock down the anxiety. There's always reasons. Your brain is so good at finding reasons why you should not be happy, why there is something wrong, why there is something you need to fix, thinking about the possibilities of things that could go wrong in the future. All these things are interruptions, and you have to see them as that, as interruptions. And then you start learning how to work the hocus pocus. And no. Something could go wrong, but you know what? I think it's not going to happen that way. I'm not even going to worry about that. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to study Spanish for a while, and I'm going to be really good one day, something like that. And you just move completely away from whatever that thought is onto something else. What's the whole thing? Drop and give me 10 push-ups. Have you heard that? If you're in a bad mood, do something like that. Okay, I'm going to exercise for 5 minutes. I don't have to exercise hard. Don't push yourself and make yourself stressed that way either. But just like, I'm going to do, okay, here's one. I challenge you to do this, Dennis, unless you have any problem where you can't. What is this one where you put your elbows on the side of the chair and you do some tricep lifts? I'm going to do about 10. Is that 6, 7? Something like that. I could have worked harder. But what did I do? I actively interrupted whatever it was I was thinking, and I'm doing it right now. I'm going to go exercise. I'm going to do the Spanish. I'm gonna, whatever. Start getting a plan of what you're gonna do to interrupt it, and that's your hocus pocus. It doesn't have to be all excited and everything like I am. You can be relaxed. Read a book. Oh, you're gonna finish a book, so start reading, and forget those other thoughts. You got to start moving away from them, and I think you can make some really good progress. So that's my 2 cents. I hope it'll help you with your anxiety. Best wishes, Dennis Wenzel, I think it is. Thank you very much. See you.